Michael, you said Kevin Spacey is the killer in the new Star Wars?
This is supposed to be a secret. Damn it. All the hate mail I'm going to get now.
Ancient Chinese secret.
Some hotshot.
Chuck, do you like the Star Wars?
You know, I got out of science fiction when I was at a certain age, and I don't know why. It's kind of surprising.
You got to speed up your responses, buddy.
Okay.
Welcome to Big Words I Know by Heart, a program of rants, raves, faves, pet peeves, personal vendettas, and anything else we can fill the half hour with. My guest today entered stage right when he was 16 in a theatrical production of The Hobbit. Since then, he's acted, directed, written, and produced an obscene amount of plays and films in and around Buffalo, including a role in festival favorite Killer Rack, writing and directing, which I need to change, Dry Bones. Yes?
Yes, because I was not the writer and really was not the co-director. I ended up being way too sick to be able to fulfill my part of the bargain.
So I fucked all of that up. I'm sorry.
Well, no, you're going by what it says. You know?
Yeah, that was the IMDb. I'll blame the IMDb.
Okay. Bastards.
And the stage adaptation of Hound of the Baskervilles, which was, is that Poe?
No, it's based on a Sherlock Holmes story, so it's Conan Doyle.
Arthur Conan Doyle. For those of you playing the game at home, it's Sir Arthur Conan Doyle. Among other current projects, he's playing Lucifer in the Outlaw web and DVD series. I'm pleased to welcome Buffalo movie mainstay Michael O'Hear.
Well, thank you very much for having me.
Good to have you here, sir. Joining me for a return ticket to the co-host hot seat is befuddled curmudgeon, sometimes musician, and Hollywood hopeful, Buffalo Charlie.
Yeah, thanks for the introduction. That was interesting.
Good to have you back. Chuck, Michael, nice to have you here first time.
Thank you.
I heard that you did not want to do the show initially.
Well, yes, that would be true. Because my first comments were I was trying to guide you away from myself and towards other personalities in our little film community. Apparently that didn't work.
That's a very good answer. I think you're ready for these questions. Are you ready for the questions?
Oh, sure, why not?
You've appeared... Son of a bitch, I should have practiced this one. You've appeared in over 853 films, shorts, featurettes, puppet shows, peep shows, mime flash mobs, and shadow plays. Which one was your favorite and why?
Killer Rack would be my favorite.
Oh!
And why? Because I like the whole project. I think it was very well written, very well directed, and I just had a great experience. I love my character. I like the fact that it's been getting some very positive reviews.
I like the title. Sorry.
Well, yes. Yeah, actually, it is a catchy title.
It is. It stays with you. Do you have points on the back end, Michael?
No, I do not. I just like the fact that Bartles and James, which I play Bartles, were basically the detectives that die in every movie you've ever seen.
Which I loved. I'm a fan of Bartles and James on the Facebook page.
Thank you.
And the genre.
And I have hopes that, maybe we're going to, keep appearing going through that one last week forever.
And you're the grizzled old veteran who's a week away from retirement.
Oh, no, I thought I was actually the newbie that was, trying to get my wife pregnant. Damn it, I should have read the script.
I smell a spinoff.
Well, we're working on it. Or at least I'm working on it.
A la Joni Loves Chachi?
I think those are exactly the people I want to follow in our footsteps. So yes. Yes, please.
Okay.
Because that means I'm in love with Alexander Sloan McBride, who is a pretty amazing guy. So
he's a good-looking guy.
Yes, he is.
I look forward to seeing the film. I do.
Well, good.
Have you ever pretentiously referred to your acting as your process or your own body as your instrument?
Oh, dear God, no. Yeah, no. Never. Wouldn't. You'd have to kill me first.
Thank God. I knew I had the right guy for the job here. There is a... Chuck, would you like to contribute?
I'm just commenting on your last comment.
No chewing gum in class, goddammit.
Yes, sir.
There is a fine line between high camp and bad horror. What is that line?
Basically, I think it's the intent. If you know what you're getting yourself into and you work towards that goal, then I think that you could be campy. Mm-hmm. But if you think that you're doing Shakespeare and you really have a bad script, then it's just bad.
Have you ever bitten your tongue while it was in your cheek?
Many times.
That was improvised.
And very bloody.
I think you charmed me before the show even took place. You're a very charming man.
Well, thank you. Now, if we could just convince most of the population, especially the women, that that was true, God, life would be good.
It's not too late for the holidays, folks, to get Dry Bones, Michael's passion project. Available. It's available on the Amazon, correct?
Correct.
And what else? Amazon Prime?
Amazon Prime, it's streaming.
You get your free shipping. Go out there and consume, for fuck's sakes. Last minute gift? Don't know what to get? Dry Bones.
I'd have to say that could be the best gift you've ever given anybody. So please, buy now, buy often.
Mm-hmm. This copy is sealed in the package. I've watched it 5 times. It's excellent.
Me too.
Where does the glass ceiling on a viewer's suspension of disbelief have to be for Snow Shark?
Well, basically it has to be pretty high, but then again, if you went to see a film called Snow Shark, I think you know what you're getting yourself into.
The other impression I got doing some research for the show is that you've had 4 or 5 full careers that are self-contained and sometimes bleed over. Just any one of those careers seems long. Your filmography is longer than most people's entire single careers, correct? Your list of credits.
Yes. Yeah, and actually, and a lot of things are not even listed officially on credits. You know, people didn't go through IMDb, or, of course, there's always those lovely projects that end up in somebody's basement.
Do you need an official biographer?
Of course. Can I hire you?
I'll float that out there.
Okay.
My rates are affordable.
Good, because that's what we need these days. Affordable rates, especially around Christmas time.
Absolutely, during the holidays. If you get 2 gifts, you probably don't want to get Born to Die.
Well,
I watched it. It was okay. It was okay.
No, come on. We're working on a special edition where we actually add bikers to the outside of the bar. So you actually go, oh, this is a movie about bikers after all.
Is that compatible with the Action Max VHS entertainment system?
If not, it should be.
One thing I truly enjoyed the other day was Black Guy on a Rampage. The trilogy, Angel of Death, Black Guy on a Rampage, and shit.
Sounds like a movie Dr. No would watch.
Where they brought it. It was excellent. I don't know if you can pull off that kind of title these days.
I don't know that we could pull it off when we did it, but we did it anyway. You know, that one is starring Alex Sloan McBride, which after a while it's going to sound like I'm doing a commercial for him.
He was excellent.
Yes. A very talented actor. Very, very underrated in this town. Should be doing more work.
You have nothing but nice things to say about everyone.
Well, I'm just telling you the truth. It makes it easy.
You portray Detective Bartles, along with Detective James, in the hit movie Killer Rack. Is the team driven entirely by cliches? And also, please name your favorite buddy cop film from the magical era known as the 80s.
Lethal Weapon, come on.
The first one?
Yes. You have to know that there's an awful lot that we're ricocheting off of there.
You're taking some bank shots.
Yes, definitely.
Like you did at Caputi's Pub last Friday for a delightful fundraiser. I don't know why I feel like just throwing out plugs today. I'm sorry.
I could go in a direction there, but I'm keeping the Christmas spirit involved. So, yes, it was a wonderful fundraiser. Raised an awful lot for some good charities.
Buffalo Charlie, favorite cop movie?
Favorite cop movie? Tango, not that one. Copland.
Copland? Jesus. Nobody ever expects Copland.
Oh, wait a minute. One of the Dirty Harry movies. That one and Copland that would be second.
Copland with fat Sylvester Stallone. You're changing your answer.
I actually think he's a decent actor. I've got to.
Sly Stallone?
Yeah, not one of the greatest, but he's decent.
And we have to move on from you.
I've grown tiresome.
Michael, Mr. O'Hare.
Yes.
Your peers have called you the Donald Pleasance or Dustin Hoffman of the Buffalo movie scene. Would you kindly repeat the line, "I'm walking here, I'm walking here"?
Interesting choice for a line to go over, but okay.
Or "We've got cold cuts." How about that one?
We've got cold cuts.
Chilling.
You know,
Spine tingling.
when I look at him, I see kind of a better-looking Richard Dreyfuss.
He's tall. He's much taller than Richard Dreyfuss.
Are you?
Yes,
Kinda look like-
but I'll definitely take Richard Dreyfuss. I mean, come on, just his appearance in Jaws alone.
You, sir,
I think he's kind of weird looking. So.
You have a quiet intensity that steals a lot of the scenes that you appear in.
That would be correct. I'm using it right now.
In films such as Something After Midnight. You see what I did there?
That was a great transition.
Pleasance also played Lucifer in The Greatest Story Ever Told. How do you get into a character role? Lost my place, sorry. How do you get into a character role, and did you look for a motivation, bright side, or protagonist angle for your turn as Lucifer in the Outlaw series?
Well, actually, it's a very basic story. Ace came to me and said, "I want you to do this part." And I said, "Yes, only if I can play him kind of as a really bad used car salesman." And he said yes, and I said, "Okay, I'm your man until we're done. I'm just going to keep coming back." And he allows me to be a little bit more ridiculous each time. And I do an awful lot of callbacks to other Lucifers, my favorite being Peter Cook from Bedazzled.
I would have accepted any answer but Pacino. The original Bedazzled, not the remake.
Not the remake. It's really kind of hard for me to be able to keep that female persona that was going on for the remake. I'd love to be as lovely as her, but then we're getting into really weird territory. So, so Julie Andrews, we'll move along.
That could have used the star wipe.
Definitely.
Is that dropping on the Netflix? Are they dropping a whole season of Outlaw, the Outlaw web series?
You know, I don't know if it's going there. It's on YouTube currently.
Mm-hmm.
And be able to just catch up for free.
I like it.
It's definitely a weird experience, but it's supposed to be.
Was it surreal seeing your action figure?
Oh my God, yes. The fact that anybody would want one, and the fact that Ace has a wall full of them, and he ordered me in 2 different sizes because he liked the larger one even better. And I'm like, okay, should I leave you 2 alone so you can play with me?
What's that retailing for, Michael?
Yeah, I'm probably talking about $100.
Looking for that last-minute gift for the kids? Get Lucifer. $100. Only $99.99 at KB Toys.
And I think they'll throw in a 6 action figure as well. That's the part Ace plays. He's my son.
Oh,
so it's
the 666?
So yeah, it's a father and son pack, you know?
A father and his son for the holidays.
Yes. It's a touching story.
Just in time for the holidays. Buffalo Charlie, have I lost you?
Oh, I'm right there. I'm just taking it all in here.
Michael, I feel bad about this question, but it has to be asked.
Okay.
You live in or near Niagara Falls?
Right now I live in Niagara Falls. Yes, the water's going right over my head.
Slowly we turn.
Slowly return step by step.
Is the entire city built on top of a toxic waste dump, an ancient Indian burial ground mound, or are the majority of the residents simply clinically insane?
And the correct answer to all the above would be yes.
Wow, all three.
All three.
It's a grab bag, folks.
I think there must be a big spillover into Lockport, I assume, because I lived there for a year, and I'm telling you, what I found there wasn't pretty.
That was what happened to you, Buffalo Charlie? Were you,
That's part of-
were
that's
you
part-
Lockport Charlie then?
That chapter is closed now, since the incident.
In the Book of Life, the Lockport chapter is closed.
That's
I worked
well
at-
it should be.
incident.
Is there Niagara Falls proper and then Niagara Falls, I don't know how that works. I worked out there. It was a little eclectic.
Well, if you're downtown, it's pretty much the war zone. There's also DeVoe, which is where the rich people hide.
Mhm.
And
The
then
fat cats?
the fat cats. And then there is the part of Niagara Falls Boulevard right near the entrance to the Thruway, which is where I live, where we're kind of half war zone, half okay.
Mhm. Mhm.
You know, so I think that pretty much covers that.
I see.
Most of Niagara Falls is the war zone.
The war zone. Is there rioting in the streets? Dogs and cats living together?
Yes.
Fair
Especially
enough.
the dogs and cats part.
Mr. O'Here,
Yes.
if you could direct one Shakespearean play with a cast of dead squirrels and voice actor Frank Welker for all the dialogue, which one would it be? It's a fair question.
As you like it.
How did you have that prepared? There was no delay. As you like it.
Yes. Come on, dead squirrels. As you like it. Perfect.
I would have guessed Taming of the Shrew.
No,
No?
I would have gone for Macbeth then.
Buffalo Charlie, your answer on the same question.
I like Taming of the Shrew.
You got to tell me what's going on with the gum.
With the gum?
What's the deal with the gum?
I'm kind of thirsty this evening. And
That explains nothing. Michael, would Dry Bones be considered a family... I am tripping all over my lines. Would Dry Bones be considered a family-friendly romp in the style of, say, Monkey Bone or Drop Dead Fred?
Definitely two of my favorites. I know that, Greg and I were discussing both of them during the genesis of the project.
Mm-hmm.
But I would like to say it's family-friendly in the way that trauma films are family-friendly.
The Sergeant Kabuki Man.
My favorite. Good choice.
The entire catalog.
Yes.
Available now on Amazon along with Dry Bones. Buy now.
okay,
Buy
clear
often.
Buffalo Charlie.
Actually, it's not so much thirsty. It's that my mouth tastes
We're
like crap
back to
after I
this?
do.
We're back to this?
Hey, you want me to contribute?
You got
I
the
don't
dry
know anything
mouth?
about. I don't know jack about.
You want to go into the
everything you
film
guys-
industry here. You're here with a film legend.
hey,
a Buffalo and Niagara Falls film legend.
And listen, here's another thing. Where do you come off saying I'm a Hollywood hopeful? If I get tired of the streets of Buffalo, I can find my way to the streets of Holly frickin' Wood anytime.
Would you be Burbank Charlie then, or Sherman Oaks Charlie? Would you
No,
change
actually,
your name to film?
Hollywood Charlie. I met Macaulay Culkin, and he took me home to his dumpster, and he said I could
Christ.
move in with
That's
him.
enough
so-
out of you. Michael, you have a reputation for being a ladies' man on set. Is the mustache a strong suit or a detriment? The viewers want to know.
Yes.
Both.
Both.
Please to expound on that.
Well, of course, I'm trying to find out who exactly thought I was a ladies' man so I can go back and go, hey, really? Were you taking LSD at the time? And if so, are you willing to share?
You haven't had a long succession of romantic dalliances?
I did, but not for quite a while. I have a tendency to be more like the Obi-Wan Kenobi. It's like, you guys need advice, come over here. I'll tell you.
You are the Cyrano de Bergerac?
Yes, I write for the less fortunate. Oh my God, that's pretty scary right there.
And what are you working on right now?
I am working on a script for a movie called Things That Go Bump in the Night. I am basically doing the last kind of polishing, and then I'm trying to get a team together and actually film the damn thing next year.
Do you find writing laborious?
Usually, but for some reason, mostly because I think I was supposed to be doing a different project, this was very easy to write.
So this is the true passion project.
Yes, this is the true passion project. I was supposed to be writing a giallo, which I do want to film a giallo, which, by the way, most people in Buffalo go,
I don't know what that is.
You want to do a film about giallo? And I'm like, no. Giallo was kind of a movement in Italy. I'd call it like the art house slashers. Everything was gorgeous, and then you'd have the super bright colors and the synth rock score when you'd come in and murder everybody. And it was just pretty to look at. I guess it's my reaction to the fact that everybody's going, I'm doing a grindhouse movie, which means I can't afford to actually light it properly. And I'm like, why don't we make it pretty? Why don't we make it look good at least?
Make it stylish.
Yes, exactly.
There's no Kryptonian origin or prequel or reboot in the giallo.
No. Thank God.
The researchers will look that up. Buffalo Charlie, giallo.
What about it?
Have you been with us?
Yes.
Last?
Yeah, but what about Jello?
He loves
Where do you
Jell-O.
weigh in? Where do you weigh in?
Oh, on Jello? I dig it. I don't have it that much.
You dig
but
it? You're a hep cat.
Yeah.
You're down with the whole scene. Michael, you're a Dracula purist. How faithful? How faithful do you feel Mel Brooks' 1995 feature-length film Dracula, Dead and Loving It was to the source material?
You know, sadly, I'd say it's probably a little more faithful than most of the films. But of course, you know, any film that basically makes Dracula look like a butthead and wearing a dressing gown is cool to me.
I get the feeling you have a special place in your heart for Hammer films, perhaps?
Yes, I love the Hammer films. There's, you know, very low budget, but very stylistic. Beautiful. Color use, you know, and Peter Cushing is my favorite actor, period. He always gave 110%, and I figure no matter what we do, we should do the same thing.
Give 100%. I like it. Do you agree with Michael Caine that you should never blink on film ever?
No, because then you're reptilian. And that's a completely separate political issue we're not going to talk about.
Is that a Niagara Falls political issue?
No.
It's
It's
a global.
worldwide.
It's kind of a paranormal issue.
No, it's kind of like They Live.
The reptilian space alien hybrids.
Yes.
Considered
They're
a paranormal
everywhere.
thing, but
And they're watching us right now, and they're not blinking.
With Michael Caine.
With Michael Caine.
With Michael Caine.
Who apparently is one of them, but at least he's a talented actor besides, so we can listen to him most of the time.
I apologize for this follow-up question as well. Was Vlad the Impaler your adult film nom de plume when you got your start in the biz?
You know, I try to keep these things secret, and somehow they keep getting out. Well, of course.
You know a lot about Dracula, the legend, the myth that goes beyond Stoker. Correct?
Correct. I've always had an interest in vampires. And some of my professors in college would always say, if you're going to write about something, you should know where it all came from. So I used to study a lot of folklore. And then, you know, when I read Dracula, I, of course, had to get the annotated version, sit there and go, oh, this means this means that. And also, I love movies, so, of course, if somebody made a movie about it, I've probably seen it.
Buffalo Charlie, your family hails from the foothills of Romania?
my brother-in-law, actually.
Which village?
And that I don't know. But he's
You should have brought that with you.
I should have.
You should have brought that with you.
The whole village in miniature.
In the village.
Bottle
of Kandor style. See, we brought it back around, Michael.
We did. Wonderful. I did not see that coming. That's what she said.
That is what she said. We have a question for Buffalo Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
You're taking courses to become a Fat Cat Hollywood producer.
Oh, actually, no, not at this point. I'm
Okay,
taking a
then I
little
don't have a question for you, and we're running out of time.
Next time, ask me that same question, and I'll have an answer.
There will never be a next time. You'll be barred from the building, sir. No, there'll be a next time.
It can't be
There'll
so.
be a next time. Michael, you've made the declaration that you are semi-retired. Does this mean you will only work if you get paid?
No. When I talked about being semi-retired, that's for theater. And theater, acting. And I still do that when I'm invited. I just don't try out anymore, and I stay away from the politics. But every once in a while, somebody's like, "Oh my God, somebody just quit. We need somebody desperately." And I'm still after all these years on a lot of emergency lists where people call up and say, "Are you stupid enough to do this part? You know, you only got a week before we open." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not dumb. I'll do it."
What was the trailer trashing story that you told me about Jay Desiderio on the set of Lonely Bananas before we started filming? You said he set the trailer on fire.
Well, he did. He is such a prima donna. Anyone who knows Jay knows that, you know, things have to be done just the way Jay likes it, or else, you know, he's walking.
What's his thing with your British accent? I have to know.
The first play he ever cast me in was called Charlie's Aunt, or Charlie's Aunt, excuse me. And from that moment on, he decided that I could only do plays with an English accent.
He typecast you.
Yeah. So if we were doing A Christmas Carol, I was safe. But then when you do a normal Neil Simon, he'd be like, "Oh, Michael David, I don't have a part for you. There's no Englishman in it." I'd be like, "Jay, I'm not English. I don't have to do an English accent." He'd be like, "Well, yeah. Come on, Michael David.
You're English. Come on, you're English." Did superstar Brad Spiota's mustache have a separate trailer on the set of Rhonda Parker's Lonely Bananas?
Yes. As a matter of fact, it did. And despite the fact that I threatened his mustache with my beard, I said my beard would eat his mustache, he still managed to, you know, be the consummate professional that we all know.
And why do you play a priest so much? Is it the Irish thing? Is it the beard?
I think it's probably more the fact that they realize, okay, this guy is not getting any action, so the only action he's getting is from the Lord.
Wow. I don't know where to go from that.
Yes.
There's just no safe segue there at all. Buffalo Charlie, I'm going to tag over to you.
Indeed. Well, it's nice to be here, as always. By the way, I hope you realize I did not prepare any intelligent material for tonight. I didn't expect to be anything other than a useless appendage. So
You are my appendage.
I've got... Oh, come on.
We are almost out of time, though.
You don't mean...
Shockingly. So I would like to welcome you all to Plugola. 1 minute and 39 seconds of as many plugs that my guests and I can fit in with the time we have left. Make sure to subscribe to the Big Words I Know by Heart channel on the YouTubes for bonus episodes, updates on new shows, and an all-access pass to the history of the show. Read a free rant every month on my website at www.tomfoolery4.wordpress.com or catch minutiae of my life on Twitter at tomfoolery444. Michael, would you like a prop for your plugs?
Sure. Dry Bones. You can still get this on Amazon or Amazon Prime if you're looking for streaming content.
All the kids are streaming.
All the kids are streaming. And if you're going to any local film festivals, please check out Killer Rack. The DVD will be coming out next year.
They did just have a new distribution deal, correct?
Yes, we just got it. Signed, sealed, delivered.
This Greg Lamberson, he's a man on the move, correct?
No, correct. Yeah. Wonderful novelist. I don't know if you've read any of his books, but they're great. He is a great screenplay writer, and I think the next time he makes a movie, it's going to be not in the micro budget.
Interesting things to look out for. Buffalo Charlie, what would you like to promote? Your Tumblr?
Well, I just want to... actually, I'm taking a break from myself here. I just want to... recently.
A little you time?